Welcome to the show. Today, I'm so honored to have Jason Lawley, a brain injury survivor who is not just recovering, he's absolutely setting the internet on fire. And by sharing his incredible journey, get ready for resilience, humor, and a powerful lesson in how to rebuild your life when the most fundamental part of you all changes. And it starts right after this.
Love and laughter lead the way through the darkest, hardest days. Hope still burns, it won't retire. This is me, my life rewired. I was broken, now I'm whole. Wrote new chapters for my soul. Not the end, just re-inspired. This is me, my life rewired.
All right, before we jump into it with Jason, I have a quick joke, and it's going to be a dad joke, Jason, so get ready.
I'm
What
ready.
did the grape say when it got stepped on?
I can't. I wanted to come up with something, but what is it?
Nothing. It just let out a little whine.
I love dad jokes, man. I mean, being a dad, I've been cracking my own.
I've been practicing dad jokes for the last, I don't know, 30 years. Anyway, I digress. Welcome back,
Well,
Jason. It's always a pleasure to have you talk with me.
it's been too long since I've been on the podcast, my friend, and
It
I'm glad that
has
we
been.
we prioritized it, put it in the schedule, and made some time. So,
Yeah,
I've
so
missed you.
glad to have you back.
Thank
Today,
you.
I want to talk about Jason because you, brother, are setting the internet on fire. You've got your hands in so many pots. I want you to tell the folks about your Patreon. We did mention it a little bit on the big celebration show last week, but
Awesome.
yeah, let's talk
Well,
about
thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Setting the internet on fire. Wow. I didn't. I mean, uh, I'm just sharing my story, man. I'm
it.
just
Yeah,
sharing the things that have come to me in the wisdom of my experiences of having to navigate this terrible journey
right.
of unpredictability,
Hmm.
impossibility, right? Hopelessness, helplessness, disorientation, and confusion. And especially darkness. So, I'm
Right.
just grateful that I was able to find my own light and find my way out of that darkness so that I could be light for others and help guide them out of their darkness. And it
Hmm.
is, I'll never lose the gratitude to be able to be someone that people can relate with. I would have never thought it would have turned into what it's turned into. And like you said, I got a lot of things I'm working on. So I've got too
Hmm.
many projects, not enough time, and definitely not enough finances to be able to dedicate my time to all of it. And I'm hoping to
Yeah,
change that.
I
So
love your Patreon though. The idea of what you're doing with that is so it's needed. It was a need that we didn't know we needed. So,
until
how do
you
you?
walk through our journey, right? The Patreon, so just so everybody knows, like the Patreon is patreon.com/vulnerably lolly. And what I did is just one day I just had an epiphany. I recognized that I had over 100 plus TBI survivor experiences or videos on mental health.
Hmm.
And I was like, they're lost in my social media feeds, like 3 years of videos,
Yeah.
12 TBI rage videos, right? Like
Hmm.
anyone struggling with TBI rage, if they're seeing any of my TBI rage videos, they're only seeing one or, yeah, right? Most of
Yeah.
us.
Most of us. Yep.
They're only seeing whatever the freshest one I put out was, and they might
Right.
have needed the one I put out 2 years ago. And so
Hmm.
what I did is it was very overwhelming to do, but I utilized a skill called chunking. So I chunked it over a couple months and I pulled all of those videos off of my socials and I uploaded them into Patreon and I put descriptions in them that things that I might not have said in the video too, right? And categorized them by topic. Because as a brain
Yeah.
injury survivor, we need help navigating.
Yep.
And
You got
so,
it.
like, who's my market? Myself. So, like myself, I'm a brain injury survivor, right? So
Right.
I have to look at who I'm speaking to and try to help everybody be able to navigate this better, especially as I'm being more intentional in the ways in which I'm maneuvering. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to bridge. Let me rephrase that. I'm not trying. I'm going to, and I am
Yes.
bridging the gap between the
Hmm.
medical community, whose expertise and medical knowledge saves lives. Science saves lives. We understand how the brain is
Yeah.
functioning and working, and but they don't understand our experience. That is illogical. It's
That's correct.
irrational. It doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
And we have too many doctors out here in their ego, forgetting it's a practice, and they don't know what our life is like, and they need to
Right.
listen to us. It's an invisible thing. Like
Hmm.
for some of us, it's very visible. For many of
Right.
us, it's
Right.
also invisible. We're high functioning. I'm articulate. I'm in great shape, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody, I don't present well. And there's a lot of us that don't present well. And you don't see me when I'm crying. You don't see me when I'm dysregulated at 12
Mm.
in the afternoon. You don't see me when I'm not functioning, right? And you don't see the
Nail on
look
the
in my
head.
eye. You don't see the white come out of my face. You don't see that. You
Hmm.
don't see that it takes me 2 to 3 days to recover because I'm not online sharing videos.
That's
I'm
right.
isolating, and I'm deep diving into self-care. So I've put these videos in categories. I've put a 9-page TBI resource PDF on there where I've taken every therapy I've done and how it's helped me.
Yeah.
And where to kind of go look for that. I've taken every supplement that I've taken. I'm not a medical professional, my friends. So I am going to advise you to work with your medical professional on your supplements. Get your blood work
Mm.
done. I ruined my kidneys. I was taking too many supplements, and I
Yes.
got into the top end of chronic kidney disease. And so I had to go through my supplements and say, is this hard on my kidneys? And get rid of the ones that were not good for my kidneys. But there's
Yeah.
a supplement list that shows all the brain health so we can make some more educated decisions. There's all the apps that I use, from binaural beats to like breathwork apps, stuff like that, to help calm
Yeah.
myself. The gadgets I use, the Pulsetto vagus nerve stimulator, the Sense AI neurofeedback machine, all of which I've had the blessing to become affiliates with as well. And I haven't really shared those experiences yet, but I will. And I've included, like your book, right? Like all
Yeah.
these TBI survivor books that I came across that were really helpful,
Mm.
documentaries that were really helpful for me, the brain injury survivor groups that I'm on Facebook, like really trying to just, here's a little something to help you navigate what you don't know is here.
Right. It's almost like a
And
roadmap, Jason.
it really is. I've
Yeah.
even taken, okay, because our mind is a garden, and we've got to tend to it. And negative thoughts are a symptom of brain injury. We beat ourselves up. We've lost who we are. We don't know who we are. Life is very hard. And so, like, learning how to have that conversation in our head. But like, what I did is 3 years ago, I made a decision where I'm not going to listen to mainstream music anymore. What do I listen to? Music that speaks health into me. Music that gives positive affirmations. I
Yeah.
created a peaceful playlist on Spotify. It
Hmm.
has hundreds of songs on there, and it's all I listen to every day. And it just speaks health into me.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. Everybody feels weird some days, right?
Yeah.
Like permission to feel not okay. That's in there. I've taken my podcast, which I've created. It's called, I can't even remember my own podcast name right now. It's what brain injury? TBI Butterflies. It's called TBI Butterflies Healing Conversations. And so I've started to step in. So I've included that. I've taken all of the interviews that we've done from all of the podcasts that I've been on and been interviewed on, and I've
Yeah.
included those links so that people, one, get exposure to you, and they can hear the things that I'm talking about in other ways.
Yeah.
I've included so much TBI memes for us to download and share. So it's a one-stop resource to really bridge to not just the medical community, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my goal here is to reach out to brain injury alliances. I'm a resource for the Arizona Brain Injury Alliance now with my
Yeah.
Patreon. You know, to reach out to brain injury organizations, concussion clinics, neurorehabilitation centers, obviously neurologists. You have domestic violence organizations. I can't tell you how I've had 4 women show up in my inbox telling me that they were shot in the head or bludgeoned by their
Ooh,
partner. Domestic violence. And that's how they have their
that's
brain
a big
injury.
one. That's a real big
Schools,
one.
schools with sports, right? You've
Mm-hmm.
got personal injury attorneys with car accidents.
Yeah,
Like, I'm really trying to get brain injuries everywhere, brother. It's
it is.
everywhere. What is it? Like 2.2 million people a year
Mm-hmm.
get a new brain injury. Well, guess what? That adds to the number. Brain injury doesn't
Right.
go away.
No. And
So
that's
either you have a brain injury, don't know you have a brain injury because we dismissed it because that's what society does.
oh yeah.
You had mold exposure, didn't know it. You had a car accident, had a concussion, didn't know it. Hit your head, it was dismissed, didn't know it. Or someone in your life is behaving in illogical, irrational, they're not making sense, emotionally dysregulated ways
Mm-hmm.
that are a result of brain injury and they may not know it or
Yeah.
they do know it. And we need to have the education to understand why we're acting and behaving in the ways that we do so that the world can show up with a little bit more compassion and grace that we are 400 times more likely to suicide. Like
Right.
that's a very real statistic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a reason for that. So like I'm bringing to the table, here you go. Here's your roadmap. Here is a relatable, understandable way to try to understand. Here's some analogies and metaphors that you might be able to connect to
Yep.
understand what our reality is like. That's the mission, brother.
Yeah. Mental health is something that people do not want to talk about.
It's
It
not
is
even just
just
brain injury, brother. It's
yeah.
chronic illnesses. It's invisible illnesses. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I talk about, I get people show up and say, I deal with this, but I don't have a brain injury, but I experience that in a similar way,
Yeah.
you know? And so, you know, those chronic illnesses, those invisible illnesses, what I encourage the world and society to do is to really acknowledge that it is exactly that, invisible.
Yeah.
And the only way you're ever going to understand it is you listen to the person who's sharing the experience. That's called anecdotal evidence.
Yep.
Okay. It's evidence and they have to listen to it because how else are you going to know?
Mm-hmm. There's a big difference in hearing and listening.
You know,
People hear
I
you
have a
all the
girlfriend.
time.
I have a new girlfriend. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
she doesn't speak English very well. She speaks only Spanish. And one of the best things that I love about that, because people are like, what? How do you make that work? Translator. But here's the beautiful part about that, it forces both of us to slow it down, to
Uh-huh.
show up with intention to understand. We
Yep.
have to show up with the intention to understand the other. When
Mm-hmm.
we speak English, we lose that intention. We
Yep.
become reactive.
We are. We're way too reactive to situations because think about it. When people start talking to you, what are you actively listening to them or are you thinking of a response? If you're thinking of a response, you're not listening to them. You heard the first few things they said and you've already determined that's what this is. And that's exactly how brain injuries are like. People see you and they say, "Oh, you look great." Great equals you're fine, you're healed. That's definitely not the way it is.
Right.
And like you were
Right. And
saying
and I mean,
earlier about how whenever the symptoms are flared up, you don't see me. Yeah, I'm exactly the same way. When you see me, it's because I'm at my best. I don't go out when I'm stuttering over every other word or when my head is pounding off the
yeah.
wall and I cannot function and complete a
Yeah.
sentence. Rob's
Yeah.
not visible those days.
Neither's Lolly. I mean, it's on very rare days. I mean, if I had an event scheduled where I've got to go perform something, which I never thought I'd be able to do again, but you know how I show up when I have to do that. I had to perform as a feature, performing poetry at an event the day before the 7-year anniversary of my clothesline accident, where I felt like if I could imagine what bone cancer would feel like that's what I felt. Like my bones were just so sore, my muscles were so tender, I couldn't gather a thought. I mean, I felt like my head had been ripped off. I felt like I got hit by a truck. And I went there and I just said, you know what, guys, like this is a testament to my journey. And I just used it as an example. Like I would have never taken this show years ago. I'm 7 years in. I'm almost 8, actually. I mean, 7 years to this accident, but like I wouldn't have. So I said, you know what? We're just gonna do our best, and I'm gonna give myself compassion and grace. That's what I said on the stage. And I said, I'm gonna ask you to give me compassion and grace, and we'll just see how today goes for this 10-minute set, right? And gratefully I crushed it. It still came out the way I wanted it to, but you never know. So I just communicated in authenticity and vulnerability my needs. And I'm grateful that I've been able to identify my needs, because so many of us haven't been able to get to that part of the journey yet. And that's why the Patreon's so freaking important, because it helps people see themselves. They see themselves in me because I'm the healed version of it. Or I'm the continued healing, but I'm really a lot further along than I ever imagined. And people get to share that with their loved ones and with their doctors. And that's one of the reasons why, my videos are getting more and more and more views and more and more shares organically.
Yes. And it's something that needs to be heard. We can listen to someone talk all day long that's got an education about brain science and why we act the way we do. But unless you're listening to someone who has went through that fire and knows exactly the feelings that you're feeling, they can talk to you all day long and it doesn't mean a thing to me because you don't know exactly what I'm going through.
Yeah.
That's why your videos are so relevant and necessary.
And they're raw and they're real.
Yes.
I'm not sugarcoating a single thing on there, man, because I can't. I can't.
No, you can't, because that does not help anybody. It really doesn't. If you sit there and put out nothing but videos of saying life is great, life is grand, what is that helping that person?
I'm literally doing exactly what was the most hurtful thing to me.
Yeah.
Being rejected, being dismissed, being ignored, not being listened to, feeling like I'm being unheard and like I'm invisible.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here, man, is we're helping people become visible.
Mm-hmm.
We're helping people have a voice by using mine.
Mm-hmm.
You can use my voice, my friends. I extend my voice to you to share with your people, to share with your loved ones, with your doctors, with anybody who you have encountered that has either mistreated you or misunderstood you. But I will also encourage you. To, oh, did I disconnect? Oh, no. I'll also encourage you to learn when to fight to be understood and when to let people. Am I cutting out? No. Are we here?
We're here. We might be a little choppy, but it will come through.
Did any of that cut out?
No, you're still going.
Okay, because my okay, yeah, it said internet unstable. So, but what I would encourage anyone to do is to just please give yourself the compassion and grace. We don't always have to be understood, and I know that we want to be understood, but I had to learn for myself the very harsh reality that they just can't see me. They just can't hear me. And as much as I want to be seen and I want to be heard, there are some of these battles that is just going to hurt me, the survivor, more by continuing to fight to be heard and seen. No, I got to put that energy into myself. I've got to put that energy into my healing so that then eventually you can start to see the difference in where I was and where I am. Right?
You've come so far, Jason, and I'm so thankful that you have. And I'm thankful for everything that you're doing for the community. Everybody that I know that has listened to your video
Thank you.
always, always has nothing but positive feedback to say for it. So if you're watching this video, I want to encourage you to go check Jason's Patreon out. There's going to be a link below, and I'll put a graphic on the screen as well. But go check it out. It's only, how much is the monthly rate, Jason?
$5 a month.
$5
a month.
That's,
Like it's so cheap. It's less than a coffee
that's what I was about
to
to
get
say.
all
That's
the
not even a
things you need
Starbucks
to
coffee.
help you. It's not even a
It is
Starbucks
well
coffee,
worth the
man.
price.
And to have access to resource, I would give it for free, but I've got to survive.
Right.
Like I've got to survive so that I
Absolutely.
can do all the other work I've got to do. You know, I got a book to write, my friends. I got more to
Hmm.
provide for us. And so this is also my way to provide for myself as well so that I can continue to give back to the communities.
Yes. I've seen the content that he puts out personally. It's worth well more than $5 a month. Well more than that. So it's a bargain. So if you would be so kind and
Right.
just please go check it out, give him a try and help a survivor out. That's what it's all about. It's all about community and helping each other. So yeah, please give him a check out. And Jason has
Yeah.
agreed to come back again next week. So we will see you guys next week on the next episode, and we'll maybe have a little bit of fun on that too. So, Jason, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week.
Not the end, just re-inspired. This is me, my life rewired.